Hey guys, my name is Gabe. I build giant print farms so that other people don't have to do the printing themselves. This video is about how to grow your 3D printing business, but if you have not hit $1,000 in sales, you shouldn't watch this. It won't be any help to you and you're not ready yet. You need to get started. But for everybody else who has a business that is growing or starting, this might be helpful to you. Okay, first step in running a 3D printing business, if you've got started and you want to grow it. First thing you need to do is less. Literally, do less. If you have hit $1,000 in sales, you need to look at what items created those sales, and you will find generally that there's one item that is contributing about 75 to 80% of your revenue to your business. You need to cut, eliminate, kill, or ignore all other parts of your business. If you're selling fidget dragons, you need to sell only fidget dragons, because that is the proof. You have run the test. Everything else in your business is not useful to you. It is distracting you from growing the core part that is giving you more value. By the same token, if 80% of your sales have come from a single platform, then you need to focus on only that platform. If you have an Etsy, a Shopify, a TikTok shop, but all the sales are coming from TikTok shop, ignore Etsy or put it on vacation, turn off your Shopify store, grow your TikTok. This is what you do until you hit about $1 million in revenue. When you hit that number, you can maybe consider about adding another thing in, but you shouldn't until you hit $1 million. If you are smaller than that, you had better figure out how to sell more of the one thing that you're good at, because you're gonna push on that and you're gonna get reviews and you're gonna make sure that nobody else can ever touch it, because you're the one who owns this better than anyone else. And guys, let me put a pin in this, like really hard. If you only have $1,000 in sales, you need to do less. If you're doing $10,000 in sales, you need to do less. If you're doing $100,000 in sales, you need to do less. If it is growing and you are selling consistently, look at what the main contributor to your revenue is and do more of that. That means doing more, but more of that single thing. You're gonna grind harder. If you find a customer that's working, you need to go find 10 more customers like them. And if you can't find those customers, you need to find the way to find those customers, because you have proof and you know it's working. If you start diversifying through other things and you're like, I'm selling cookie cutters, now I'm gonna start selling widgets. Now you have to find an entirely new set of customers. They're not gonna overlap with your core customers and nothing will build on itself. You will just always be spread thin. When you get to your first $1,000, look at where it came from and then do more of that. Section number 2, use the free stuff. Watch things like this YouTube channel, watch Alex Hermosi, watch Gary Vee, go get a class, wander around, troll Reddit, go learn something. Use the free resources at your disposal. And literally all of these resources are generally about knowledge, because if you've already got the first 1,000 in sales, only thing stopping you from doing more is knowing how to do it. So you need to Google or talk to ChatGPT and say, how do I sell more of this one thing? How do I expand my store? Do I need an email? Should I use Facebook ads? Whatever it was. All of that information, all of that expertise, all of that coaching is free. Literally, right now, you are getting this for free. You are talking to a person who has built thousands of 3D printers and has produced millions of parts for people. And I am giving this to you for free, because I'm gonna give you an ad later on. But that's beside the point. The internet is built around giving you resources that you need. So go use them and get them. You don't need to find some secret. You don't even need some coaching class. Just watch 12 hours of useful information and that will get you there. Or talk to ChatGPT and learn how to ask a good question. A really good way of thinking about this is that when you're small, you can live off the wild berries. You do not need to go grow a cornfield or buy a tractor or plant some seed. Live on what's around you that's available and readily available, because when you're small, all of that stuff is plenty. As you get bigger, then you can start to buy tractors and furrow the rows. Number 3, give yourself time. People always underestimate what they can do in the long term and overestimate what they can do in the short term. You will be disappointed if you say, I want to hit $1 million in sales in the next year. Very likely you won't hit that. It is good and productive to have that goal, but you should not have it be an all-encompassing sort of goal. And quite frankly, a financial goal is generally bad. But what you can do is you can describe a situation. I want to be out of my job next year. Therefore, I need to be earning $40,000 a year in order to pay my rent. Or I need to be making 10 grand because I'm a college kid, I'm living on the couch, and I have a spare time job. Define where you want to be 1 or 2 years from now, and then work backwards from that. You need to look at your items and say, how much time did I put into them? How much effort did I put into them? How much money did I make after each one after paying myself? And if you have your end goal and you're like, I need to make $40,000 a year, I make $2 after paying myself for each one of these items. Okay, you need to sell 20,000 of those. If you have to sell 20,000 items, you need to sell 55 items per day. So that is what you need to do in order to make a living from doing this thing. Now you need to say, oh wow, that's not enough profit on each one of these things. I probably need to increase my prices, or I need to figure out how to sell way more of these, which means I probably should start buying ads. And then you start recalculating from there. But you have to do the math. Set a goal, work backwards from that, do the math, and then find out what you need to do in order to actually hit that. Number 4, buy ads. This kind of seems like an obvious one, and I get that it sounds like an obvious one, but I am astounded by how many people do not do this. I have done incubators with people. I have helped out other businesses selling through platforms like our teleport service. And it is amazing to me how often people have not just flipped the switch of turning on ads on their Etsy, or have not explored how to do ads, or said, I don't want to send an email because I don't want to bother people. Stop that. You need to learn to advertise. You need to learn how to buy ads. If your product is good, then it's not bad to tell people about it, because you're going to improve their lives. So advertise. Saying this because a lot of people who've gotten to $1,000 of sales generally did it organically, and they effectively got lucky. But if you want to grow your business, you need to buy ads. Now let me soften this for you. Option number 5, start creating content. This is not required. This is a way of doing ads without feeling dirty about it. You can buy ads by putting in the effort and time to create content that's useful. Content that is useful is entertaining or informing or just honest. If you tell your story and share your story about how you're doing stuff, saying, this is the item, this is how it works, this is who I am, people will watch that and interact with you. And it is a very easy way to start building up compounding value, because each video that you put out is like a rep at the gym. If you go to the gym every day, you will get better at being at the gym, and you will be in better shape. And when you're in better shape, you'll be able to run faster and make more money, all the things. So start making content, because it's a really good exercise and it will teach you how to communicate and allow you to be present in the world. And it's a way to advertise without actually advertising, because you're able to create something that is of value to people that is now connected to you, so you can hopefully promote some part of your business, and hopefully the people who are interested in the thing that you're interested in will be able to buy it from you if it helps them out. So with that, if you're watching this video, that's the last section. Those are the things you need to know that are helpful. If you want to help growing your business, we got a lot of 3D printers. We make and print and ship parts on demand for people. So you can basically plug it right into your Etsy store so that you can go work on refining your business model, buying ads, that kind of stuff, rather than having to pack boxes and figure out what the latest, greatest machine is and refill spools all day long.